Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 16 of the Neural Nexus, a job like any other. Cast, how you guys doing? Oh, I gotta unmute you guys so that they can actually hear you.
Wow. See this chemical voice is awesome. Wow. It sounds like anyway, yes, I think we're live. We're live, lads.
Yeah.
And
I think I'm dead.
Brought my
Music.
Jack.
music is loud. Hold on.
Well, for us, it's great.
I don't know. I can
Right?
never hear it.
Perfect volume.
Gendering
I
in.
never hear it because it comes through my microphone.
Gendering
Otherwise,
in.
That was unusual.
Sipping the tea.
Sipping the tea.
Sipping the tea.
Let me bring it down. All right, there we go.
Bring
That should
it
be good.
down.
Littering in.
Gendering in.
Thanks, Casey Fox. So we are back, episode 16, a job like any other. We're gonna check in with the cast and let's see how everybody's doing. Anton Varikov.
Hey. All right. Yeah. I've been doing good, doing chill. For those of you that view the podcast, Tabletop Tavern 2 is now being put up there periodically.
ew.
And
Woo.
we're slowly getting through that backlog. Finally there. Finally getting the end point of it.
There we go.
Yeah. And it's been a slow process, but we're getting there, and I'm happy about it.
I'm happy about
Next person.
it. Next person. Let's do a star pattern. Let's do a star pattern. James Dunn.
Dr. James Dunn.
And he's muted.
Dr. James Dunn.
Dr.
Yes.
James Dunn. You did not
The
go
cat
to
reminded me.
medical school for 73 years to be called Mr.
A mere 73 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And the cast pointed out to me that the name in the title sequence is wrong. It just says James Dunn.
Oh,
Should say
oh.
Dr.
He didn't go to medical school for
Dunn.
40 years to not be addressed as doctor.
Exactly.
He has to get his tombstone replaced every year.
They put a grenade together every year.
It's
So
just like
think-
tally marks.
I mean, if
I
you
am
think
being-
if you think about it, though, it could be you could have gone to school for 73 years in a world like this
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they
yeah.
just put you in another body. You know what I mean?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely. They can just spin you up in another body. So.
Yeah, true.
All right, I've cut you off enough times. How you doing, man?
It's all right. I'm doing all right. Still on the down energy side because we're kind of waiting for the response from everything for our closing on the house.
Yeah.
We're supposed to close tomorrow, but we've heard nothing from them yet. So
Isn't waiting
we don't
great?
know. Yeah, it's exactly what I always imagined. Especially since my wife took off time so that we could have time to move. And now they haven't responded. So it's like, yeah.
So think about this. I'm in the same boat as you are. I got the inspection done today and everything. I have to close and fly somewhere to close. So that's going to be fun to set up and line up.
Ooh, seriously?
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, so theoretically, I can just do like DocuSign online, but I want to be there for the final walkthrough. Like I have a friend that's helped me out throughout this process, and I trust his opinion, but I want to be there for the final walkthrough, and I want to take a couple days to clean the property up before everything gets rolling with it. So, but if the closing date gets moved, you know what I mean? I fly down, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta move it 3 days," and you're like, "No, you fucking don't," you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, but fingers crossed for you, Doctor James Dunn. I almost did it again.
Yeah.
Doctor done.
Fingers crossed for you, man. You know, once you sign 733 times and they give you that key, it's like, and then you realize, ah, shit, I still gotta move all my shit into it after I
move everything out.
after I clean it and after I paint or whatever you're gonna do, you know, up front. So,
Yeah.
Dr. Sausage.
Yep.
Dr. Sausage. David Greyson.
Hello there. How am I doing? I am alive. That's a good way to put it. No, I'm doing alright. Just busy this week. It's been a busy couple of weeks actually. Lots of stuff going on. So I'm just trying to keep up with everything.
Good things though.
Yeah, no, definitely positive stuff. Just a lot of work. That's all. You know, everything that. I mean, again, I've made this conversation 1,000 times before. You know, the idea of content creation is to try and make it seamless, but there is a metric of what goes on in the background which people don't know about. And oh my god, it can be tiring at times.
I'm gonna correct one thing you said there. It's a metric talk time of what in the background.
Yes, we'll go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. It's but no, it's good stuff overall, and yeah, I'm glad to be back. Good to be back. Good to be with the team and everyone, and just get into the show really. So
Awesome.
That's where I'm at.
Awesome. Zero, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling and having a pretty good day. Excited to get back in some 80s cyberpunk skin and have a little fun. And apparently, I have to sing you "Happy Birthday" in the tune of Marilyn Monroe's "Mr. President."
Oh God.
Do it.
I don't know if you knew this, but apparently this needs to happen, and I'm kind of obligated to oblige. To be honest, I'm thinking about it.
Did we all do backup?
Look at the stare on Mike's face.
I mean, all right.
Oops, sorry. My other computer. It comes through my microphone.
But yeah, it's a good day. And for those that don't know in chat, it is Mike's birthday. So can we get some love and hype and rads in chat for Mike, the Nexus admin, the DM, one of our damn good friends. It's his birthday.
It is my birthday, and I want to bring up the point that I made myself older than I was. I told all my family today on accident that I was a year older than I am. So
Well, when you hit
I
that
argue.
old
I
age-
literally argued with my mom. I'm like, no, I'm this many years. And she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like,
No, you're not.
I'm like, okay, mom.
You god dang it! I know when you were born.
She's like, I was there.
So, Mike, does your mom do the classic like wake up call in the morning with
Yes.
like,
Let me.
"Hello, Mikey. It was this time so many years ago when I was in labor for 18 hours."
We were in Germany at the time. My mom was in the
Okay.
military.
Okay.
So it was 2 o'clock German time, 2 a.m. in Germany, which is
Okay.
I forget what the offset is.
8 p.m.
8
So
p.m.
you would have been delivered with peerless German efficiency.
Well, so my mom was a medic, so we were on the American military base. So
Oh, never mind then.
Rammstein.
Rammstein. Well,
You were just normal-
Landstuhl in
you were delivered with
Rammstein.
that normal American efficiency,
Okay.
then kind of eh.
I mean, look.
maybe.
I mean, look at me. I'm this. I'm
You
the
came out
product.
perfectly.
I'm okay. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. And I think is that everybody?
No.
No.
Is it? I think
Wah.
it is. Wah.
What's going on,
Jesse
Jesse
needs
Reyes?
attention.
Listen,
Listen, Linda.
Listen.
listen,
Listen.
Linda.
Hey,
Linda, listen, honey,
Linda. Listen, Linda. I'm doing good. It's been a busy couple 4 days. I think like for everyone. It seems like everyone's having life stuff happening right now. Closed on my house on Thursday. I had a tattoo appointment on Friday. Started painting on over the weekend. And it's just been like a storm of contractors packing and paint. So it's been great. It's been awesome. Grand.
I feel like
doing good.
yeah, that's a good time right there.
Mm-hmm. Doing good.
Awesome. So yeah, it's been an eventful week for me. My birthday, the house property down, I'm picking up down in Florida, accepted my offer. It was inspected today. Everything looks pretty good. Like I said, Dr. James Dunn or me, kind of this. He's a little closer to the end. My date's out in October, so I get a little more time. But like, of course, so like, if you haven't bought a house, it's a pretty invasive process. So I've been investing for years and years and years, specifically for a property like this. And they said they couldn't use about 40% of the income that I had saved because it was in cryptocurrency. So, so I have to move money. So it's kind of interesting, but it's a pretty invasive process. So, but it's coming along, and man, I hope I hope Theastropub gets into his place tomorrow, because that's like I want to feel that relief. I want to live vicariously for you and feel that relief for you, so that I know mine's coming. You know.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. We're for sure, like, at this point, the sad part about this whole thing is that it's not anyone's fault. It's the USDA.
Yeah.
Like, we're a USDA loan.
Oh,
so
you did a rural development, or?
Yeah. It's not. It's an area like it's Texas, so like everything is like, whoosh, like they spread out rather than up in the city.
But it's
like,
a USDA rural development loan, right?
Yeah. So, as a result, we have all of the things qualified. It's just waiting for them to get back with a big list, and it'll take us 2 days to get around to you. As of when we were getting close to the end, it's like, no, now it's going to take you. It could take you up to 7 days. And we're just like, oh god.
Okay.
After we've already planned and prepared, why? Let us go. Come on, guys.
We can. That's why.
Yeah.
Because some bean counter somewhere is like, this I is a little too crooked. We need to correct this I and dot that T over there. And yes, I meant dot that T. So. So guys, you know, I would never ask for anything for my birthday. If you feel like you must do something in my name, I'm gonna drop a tweet in chat. What you guys can do is donate as little as $1 to stackup.org, and it's a good way to you know, let's help. You can help out somebody, and I would take it as a huge compliment if you guys did that. No pressure. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, but that's the best way you can show me your love and be here. So thank you. That's all I got.
Oh, I'm not doing the recap, that's for sure, because David Greyson rolled an 11.
Jesse rolled an 8.
Dr. James Dunn, what did you roll?
I rolled an 11.
Boo.
Let's get
Inflation. Yes.
Oh, I think everyone's safe now.
Yes.
Oh!
I fucking knew it.
Oh, wow.
The ants.
Saw it coming a mile away.
The ants.
The moment they started going down, I was like, great.
What did you roll, Anton?
That's a 1.
Oh, okay.
Tall,
Crit
slender
failed.
1. Very alluring.
Yeah, what happens if you crit fail? Do you have to like sing the recap?
You have to do it in the style of, I don't know, something.
Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Bleeding. Oh my.
No.
All right, Anton. When you are ready, let's give everybody a recap of what's been
Wait,
going
I just
on.
saw like we just lost 100 subs. How did that happen?
Right. Well, when we opened last time, there were a bunch of rabid dogs that were coming out of every nook and cranny around the pizzeria. So the most of us decided to turn our guns on them as opposed to the goons. Took them out pretty quickly, and then went back to the pizzeria where we managed to talk down the leader of the redcoats over there.
I think we more growled at him, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff that we probably shouldn't have.
Oh wait, sorry, I growled at him, then Dr. James Dunn did before. Sorry.
Something like that. Something. Yeah, and once we had him in custody, we decided to take him all the way back to Longtalk to meet a probably very grisly fate.
Yeah.
While we go get a drunken party. Yeah.
Woo.
Yes.
Hype, my friends, hype. After the couple of days we've had, we could use it.
Pretty
Yeah, let's get some
accurate.
ravioli.
Pretty accurate. Ravioli. All right.
Ravioli. Oh, darling, I'm ordering a real proper full-bore steak.
Like a real steak with like the fixins.
But actually, like, yeah, it's gonna be not gonna be synth meat. It's gonna be real beef. Be good.
If you go in the back, they're just slicing up some person.
It's
There.
fine, whatever.
Let's
Cool.
say.
It's still better than synth meat. Moving on.
Yeah.
It's still real.
Sorry,
Let's
Lance.
go.
Yeah.
It still came from something that lived and breathes. Okay, it's okay.
Alrighty. So Cawthon is saying that he is gonna start banning people if Jack doesn't sing. So let's just get it over with and let's move on.
I think it should be that, you know,
This
the
is-
ambiance is that there's a birthday in the restaurant we're at, and it's the restaurant staff singing.
I'm not singing in character. Zero would not sing in character. It's not gonna happen.
He wouldn't sing full stop.
Not even for
David.
these Cumpleaños.
No, Definitely not. Not in the restaurant we're in. He wants to actually eat before he gets kicked out.
All right,
So-
gents. Maybe
so
just want
is
to rip
it-
the band-aid off.
Is
Let's
this
do
me?
it.
Is
Let's
this
get
me
done.
singing?
All right,
Happy
three.
birthday
One,
to
two,
you.
Three. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
Let's do
you.
this proper. Let's do this proper. Let's do it proper. Okay. 3,
I was doing the Monroe. What?
2,
1.
1.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
We're on tune.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
and many more.
You all have, please, you have no tune in new whatsoever. Happy birthday, Mike.
Oh, thank
so
you.
sorry
Thank you,
that
gentlemen.
it's rude.
Thank you, gentlemen. And Anton, thank you for that lovely acoustic accompaniment rendition from my
I
birthday.
don't know what that was, but
That's
hey,
a-
I'll go with it.
That is
I
a
tried.
first on our show, so I feel honored.
That's
Yeah.
a new ringtone coming to you from How I Nerd.
Just be
Wait,
glad
wait,
it was
wait.
a
Can we
harmonica.
pretend
I should
that
just
didn't
probably
happen?
note that you probably want to put a skip there in the YouTube video, just like skip the horrible song.
Oh, it
I
gets cut
guarantee
out.
it's already been clipped.
Make it the start of it. The start
Yeah.
of the YouTube is this.
Yeah.
So it's like,
No, we just cut
it's-
out everything but that.
yeah.
Do you want people to watch this? Jeez.
I even shook my shoulders and like sashayed for Mike too. That was the thing.
I don't know how I feel
Peel
about
off the vest a little.
Like I gave him a little skin. It was okay.
that. Oh, I did want to tell you guys a story. This is a fun story, okay?
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
So me and the better half, we said we no expensive presents this year because we're trying to buy a houses respectively for different things. So she when I first met her, I had a hoodie that I absolutely loved. I used to live in Minneapolis, and there's a hip hop label out there that I really like. They do really good educated backpacker hip hop, and the label is called Rhyme Sayers. When I lived out there in the early 2000s, they did a lot of really good live music out there. I used to go to the shows. I knew a couple of the artists, and I used to go to their store, and I got like a hoodie from there. So when I met her, I used to rock this hoodie all the time, but it was a 4X. All right. So over the years, I've gotten in a little bit of better shape, and so she surprised me yesterday. It's a simple thing. It's just the Rhyme Sayers hoodie, but it's a 1X and is my favorite hoodie. So
There you go.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Rad.
yeah. So that was a really good birthday
Sick.
present for me. So it doesn't take a lot of money to make somebody happy. It's the thought that goes into it, and there was a lot of thought that went into that for her. So I appreciate it. That was the most beautiful train wreck of a harmony I've ever heard. Excellent.
Yep.
All right. So I've
Listen, how hard is it to harmonize when we have serious lag between all of us in different locations around the world? Okay?
And
Just
for
wanna say that.
for the
And
next
no practice.
for the next one, I'm getting a Marilyn Monroe wig.
Do it.
Oh god.
We're
If
doing
you-
this.
If you do the dress with a grate and you actually see the skirt flow up on screen, that would be amazing.
I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have a channel to broadcast out of it.
Yeah. How badly do you want
So-
it to be banned?
How about we do it with the wig and we call it a day?
All right.
But it's art.
Oh god.
Okay, well, I tell you what, you can do it on your channel if you want to, and we'll watch you get banned.
We just call it body painting. It would be good. So
There you
Oh
go.
my god, that's happening.
Wow.
wow. So I have given out some bennies. I've already awarded them, but let's read them out. A Benny to David Greyson from Big M145. Benny to Xero from Big's Gamut. Benny to Anton from Quaman. Benny to Jack from Elfie. Benny to David from Elfie. Benny to David from Pirate X Core. Benny to Xero from Kitty Machin. Benny to David from Kitty Machin. Benny to Anton from Nate. Benny to Jesse from Nate. Benny to Xero
Yay.
from Bat Duck Mr. President.
Wow.
That's a name.
Benny 2-time to Mike for his birthday from Luna, so I'll grab those.
Boo.
Scum.
It's his birthday.
Scum.
Boo.
Jesse, what happened to all your bennies?
Jesse doesn't know how to count and or hold on to things.
That's a very
What's
good
counting?
point. That's a very good
I
point.
sold him for some pills, okay? Let's skip the intervention.
And I think I have. Nope, that's for another
They turned
shot.
out to be M&Ms, but it's fine.
Okay. Alrighty. You guys ready to get back into the Nexus?
Aye, sir. Plug me in. I want to go back in.
Sounds like something that we heard from the apartment next door.
Oh God.
I'm sorry you have the bad room that's next to this strange couple. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
He likes to listen.
He does. He enjoys it. He presses his head up to the wall at night.
He just takes a glass cup.
Yeah, literally just. Oh, let's get you a good bit now, boys. Oh yeah.
It's done already?
God damn it, guys!
Yeah, I was almost there. Alrighty.
Stop making mac and cheese.
Okay. Fucking Christ. Nexus initialization complete. When we last left our intrepid heroes, they were walking out of the basement of Sindeferno, heading upstairs to enjoy a nice dinner after saying goodbye to their new friend from the Red Coat as Lontok sat down for a long night of discussion, spirited discussion with him. And so when you guys come out of the corridor and you walk up, you see the bouncer from the outside the building, and he says, "Right this way, sirs. We'll take the elevator up to the main lobby." So he walks up to the elevator, scans his wrist, and the door, chime goes off, and the elevator starts coming down. The door opens, and he gestures for you all to get in.
Jesse just like jumps out of the elevator.
Into the elevator, jump out of it.
Out of.
Yeah.
Well, into, then out of.
He jumps on it the whole way up.
Yeah.
Before Jesse jumps out the elevator, she'll plug into one side and just quickly say, this is a nice place. This is a nice establishment. We like working with you. We need to do your best behavior, okay? That means no funny moves, no silly comments, no ridiculous anecdotes, nothing. Just sit down, enjoy your meal, say nothing, and enjoy the ambience. You think you can do that for me? This is the first nice meal I've had in 4 goddamn years.
Why do I need an antidote? Did they poison me?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Whatever.
Bitches.
Okay, just enjoy the atmosphere of the place.
Oh
These are
yeah,
nice-
absolutely.
these are-
I'm good at enjoying things.
Yes. Don't do anything more than that, though. Don't touch anyone. Don't talk to anyone. Don't make any eye contact. Nothing. Understood?
Yes.
Good man. Right.
Ah.
On you go.
The elevator closes. You guys go up a floor. The elevator opens up into the lobby. You walk out into the posh, if not gothic, environment that you remember from your first trip here. There's a music's going, kind of a sensual, dark, overdriven tune, and the bouncer signals to the maitre d'. He comes over and he goes, "Right this way, sirs."
I just want to thank you and just mutter underneath my breath. Oh God, I forgot this place is like a vampire's nightclub.
Are we just horrifically underdressed comparatively to everyone else here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Jesse's like popping his collar, just like, yeah.
Aren't we going to get something a little bit more presentable given to us?
We
Isn't the
can
general
certainly
plan?
we can certainly do that for you, sir.
Well, I don't want to scare the patrons or anything. There has been a lot of.
All right, then why don't you guys follow me first, if that would make you feel more comfortable. And he takes you to a room, and he opens up the door, and there are a bunch of gothic coats.
We're gonna get goth over.
Yes.
Oh, heavens.
Please
I
do
was
not
shaking my
forget
head
your.
and-
Please do not forget the guy liner.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
As I reach over and grab on the coat, go, oh heavens, and just put it on.
All right.
Why did I open my mouth?
I want to find the most ostentatious, spiky, like platted, that's like as soon as you open up the closet, it's like the first one you see. Like, oh my god, no one's actually gonna wear that. And Jesse's like, yes.
On a complete 180, I'll have chosen the most understated thing possible to try and
Just
blend in
black.
as much as possible.
Just
Literally just plain black, you know? It'd be
okay.
something just
Nondescript. Yeah.
or melt into the background, you know?
Okay. Hide in plain sight. Okay. So these are the extremes that you guys get. Jesse's having a hard time walking because every time he puts his arms down, he's like, Whoever designed this didn't.
Anyone want to hug me?
No.
I'll try and trip him.
Anyone?
Hard
Can
pass.
I-
Hard
Can I
pass.
roll an athletics to try and trip him up so he spikes himself?
Interesting. When the party
Glancing
fights the
over
party.
Glancing over it, David. Hey, remember when the cops ask you if you've got anything on you that's gonna poke you, stick you, or hurt you? It's immediately what I think of when I look at
Just do
Jesse.
this. Make this gesture to him.
Eh,
Just that guy.
eh, eh.
All right,
He
so
is
they lead
walking
you.
probable cause.
He
I'm not
literally
fixing that.
is walking probable cause. Not that they need probable cause in this police state, but he is.
Oh, guys, we need to make a mosh pit. Guys, we need to make a mosh pit.
I'm just gonna
Jesse?
shake my head.
If you hurt anybody in this place, I'm going to let Xero throw you out a window.
Zero, I'll throw him out of a goddamn window first. Then we can pick him up and throw it. Zero can throw him out a window. We do it twice. That's how much window throwing will be.
On the upside, I'll stick the landing.
He'll certainly stick to something.
He'll stick. Get it? Get it? Oh shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live until what? We've got at least another 3 hours.
Like
of
at
this,
least
ladies
5
and
more minutes, you know.
Cha cha cha.
All right, so you guys sit down at the table. The gentleman comes and puts your napkins on your one by one. Puts your napkins on your lap, and then lays out 2 or 3 drink menus for you.
I'll nod my head approvingly, saying thank you, sir, and I'll start to peruse the drinks menu whilst looking completely at home in some sort of environment as though I was born there.
I'm just poking Davey the entire time, going like, Davey.
Yeah.
And he suggests, may I suggest starting you guys off with some tea? It's one of our specialties here.
Yeah. Tea is good, right? I look at David. You're the tea guy.
Looks around.
Why do we start with tea? You finished with tea.
No, this is a, trust me on this one, sir.
I will say, I'll just put my hands up and say, fair enough. If this is the way the establishment works, then yes.
A round of tea for everybody?
Round of tea for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And once you guys start thinking about what you want for maybe a libation when I come back.
That sounds perfect. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And I shall put my menu down with sort of like a sort of annoyed smack of a parent who's looking at an annoying child. Go, what, Jesse? What is it? Why are you poking at me?
Why is a napkin in my lap?
It's to stop you getting food on it, because people who are unlike you don't like to get food on a nicely expensive clothes.
Ah.
Yeah, so leave it there. It's polite.
Do you have anything
Just
expensive on that menu?
Everything is expensive on that menu.
I will just turn it around and point at the prices. See this? Expensive. Read, sir.
Can we get the most expensive one?
I mean, he did say anything, so technically yes, but be polite.
Eh. This would be like my one time to be like fancy.
I'm just gonna say real quick, I used to work with this guy. What's the most expensive thing on the menu? It's like a $40. It's like a $49 piece of fish. I don't even like fish, but I'm still gonna get it because it's $49. You're an asshole.
Yeah, that is a true dick move right there. That's spicy
like-
you're gonna enjoy. God.
Wait.
All right,
okay,
sorry,
wait,
guys.
Go on.
Well, with sort of an eye roll, I'm just going to sort of flip my menu back around and just put it up so I can't see anybody for a while and just flick through, trying to ignore the company I've currently got.
So on the menu is a red wine, a white wine, champagne, and domestic, and I'm going to use air quotes here, but imported beer.
Ooh, white wine.
Wait, what do fancy people drink?
Yes.
I'm just
I go to
going
the menu and go, yes.
You'll have a heavy sigh as I look down again and go, oh, for God's sake, have you never eaten anywhere like this before? Oh, I suppose you haven't actually, have you?
Do they serve burgers?
No,
Oh.
they don't serve burgers. Anyway, you're trying. This isn't the main food menu. This is the drinks menu, sir. What? I'm just gonna sort of reach over and just go, that one. I'm gonna point to a white wine. Choose that, okay? You'll like it.
All right.
Oh no.
All right.
What about the rest of you, gentlemen? What are you having?
An old fashioned.
Champagne.
I'm sorry.
Hey, they serve that too.
I'd like an old fashioned, please.
Yeah.
They don't serve old fashions on the menu.
Why not?
Because this isn't the place that has an old fashioned.
But it's classy.
None of you have eaten in this type of restaurant before, have you?
So the waiter comes back
I
with a...
nudge David and I look over at his like menu that he was looking at the wines and I go, pick something I'd like.
I'm just gonna point at the beer.
They was just ordered for everyone.
I'm just gonna point at the beer and I'm not gonna make a word. I'm not gonna make eye contact. I'm just gonna go, yeah, like that to him. Okay.
So the waiter comes back and puts these little cup-like things in front of each one of you, and you can see there's a string with the the tab for the tea coming out of the side, and he puts this little device, and it's got one button on the top of it, and puts it down in front of every person, and says, when you're ready for your tea, just hit the button. But what would you like for a round of drinks?
I will have the Savignon Blanc. Blank. Savignon Blanc.
You'll have a Sauvignon Blanc. I will too, thank you.
Yeah, that one.
Very good, sir.
Thank you, sir.
What about the rest of you,
Look at
gentlemen?
the waiter and I go, can we get a bottle of champagne as well? Just for the whole table?
Sure. I like the style, so that Mr. Dr. James Dunn.
It's celebration. Good job, well done. We worked hard on that.
I can get behind that.
And you,
Then I
sir?
point it.
And he points at Xero and Anton.
When in Rome, all the white as well.
Okay. Xero?
I'm thinking the beer, and I kind of I look back over at Loken and I go, which one?
Which one do you think? I'm just gonna go, choose the tall on the top. I don't know.
I show him which one. I look at the waiter kind of hesitantly, and I'm like, that one.
Very good selection, sir. I'll get those ready. And remember, when you're ready for your tea, just hit the button on top, and you'll be all set.
Okay. I immediately lean over to James. I go, he's posh. He knows what he's doing.
I'm gonna look down at this sort of this tea bag and and its cup and sort of go, oh, this is different.
Beep,
I've seen like this
beep,
before.
beep, beep, beep,
Before
beep,
I
beep,
press the
beep.
button.
Okay.
Beep, 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 beep.
Entire time. Jesse's just been pressing the button
His cup
over and
just
over and over
detonates.
again.
So David Greyson, as you hit the button, all of a sudden, you hear a whirring coming from the small device, right? And after about 45 seconds, it beeps 3 times, and the top opens up, and there is a perfectly microwave cup of tea in front of you.
My face will physically drop at the side of this, and I'll sort of pick it up, sort of like this, and just go, "Oh heavens, no, you're." There is no slight to the British people quite like this. And can I get a notice roll to see if there's a plant nearby I could chuck this in?
Sure.
Is there anywhere I can get rid of this disgusting beverage?
Give me a notice roll.
Right, where's notice? There we go. I roll an 8.
You can definitely see the bathroom from where you are.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, this look of sheer disgust on my face, I will just go, gentlemen, if you'd excuse me for a moment, I will definitely pick up this cup of heresy, and I will make my way over to the bathroom before quickly chucking it down one of the sinks, returning back to the table and just pop it back down, and just sort of fake it. That was a good cup of tea, I feel.
So the waiter walks by and sees your cup of tea. Oh, you really like the tea? I'll send another one over, and walks away before you get a chance to respond. All right. So the after a little bit, the waiter comes back and says, I've been requested to give you the Wantak has sent up word that he'd like to have the chef's tasting menu tonight. Does anybody have any objection?
Not at all.
Okay.
I love that everyone else just shaking their head and saying,
Nope.
Nope. Everyone just looks at David like,
Yes,
What are we tasting?
Excellent. We'll have the course out in a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. After he does that, I hit my button, and then I take the tea and I start drinking it like a cup of coffee, rather than like I don't. I just hold both hands. There's good tea.
Dr. James Dunn, this is probably one of the best teas you've ever had in your life.
Yeah, this is great. What are you talking about?
I
never
don't
had
care
tea.
at this point and just look at this second cup on my table, just going,
I'll have it if you don't want it.
please, by all means, feel free. Now, I have standards, sir. There are certain things that you don't do, and this is one of them. I would shoot a man for less than this.
I've shot a man for less than this.
Exactly, so you know I'm telling you the truth.
I lean over to David and I go, do you think they made it in a microwave or a turbo chef?
I don't want to consider such information, thank you.
A couple minutes later, they come out and they present a salad course to you. It is a traditional Caesar salad for your tasting pleasure.
I'm gonna look at the salad for a moment and go, my goodness, I haven't seen a fresh salad and it's been a while.
I immediately, instinctively take a look at the salad, and I go, I pick it up, and I kind of like touch it, see if it's irradiated. Let's see if it's warm.
I think that's the real deal of this.
Flip it over a little bit and sniff at it.
What?
Is this real? Is this?
What?
Oh yes, sir.
What?
You grew this in ground that wasn't
All our
covered in.
all our food here is grown fresh for the restaurant.
Forgive us a moment if we savor that fact. I shall say to the waiter. Hopefully understand. Hopefully,
I completely
leading
understand,
to his
sir.
understand. There we go. Yeah.
I'm
Before I'm
gonna,
just
after I'm looking at this, I'm going to look around the restaurant just for a moment, just to see who else is here with us.
Give me a notice roll.
It's an 8.
All right. So you look around and it's very clear from subtle signs that there's a lot of money in this room. Maybe not so, it's not the flash or of a lot of jewelry or, people throwing around money. But what you do see is a lot of really nice clothes. Now they are, it's not traditional. It's more of a Gothic style, but these clothes are very clearly well made. The mannerisms of the people as you look around look pretty refined, Dr. James Dunn. Even the people that are more on the goth side rather than the executive goth side, they're obviously have appetites that they know that they can sate in this room, but it's done in a refined manner.
I look over at Jesse. I look over at the rest of the crew, and I look at the back at the kind of the group, the group of people around, and I go, guys, if anyone asks for like a private sampling, just say no, because I'm pretty sure they're vampires.
You'll hear
Really?
a crunch as I've already started on the salad, taking the cutlery from the outermost set first, and I've started to savor it and go, I thought that kind of went without saying.
Jesse's eating it like literally with his fingers right now, just like,
Like it's a chicken wing.
Has Jesse ever had salad in his life?
Yeah.
Has he ever had anything that was green?
Where's the meat?
It's a salad, Jesse. There is no meat in a salad generally. Not a Caesar salad anyway. Like
Is that something from the UK?
Yeah, we'll say yes. Oh, heavens. Look,
It's
Jesse,
rabbit food,
Jesse, gentlemen. Right, look, I'm going to stop everyone for a second and just look all of them. Look, the boarding school have taught me how to do this, okay? Start from the outside, take the tiniest most cutlery first, that's the set you're going to use right now, and use it to eat your salad, okay? And not look like a bunch of uncouth Neanderthals.
Jesse's holding it like it's a knife and just like me.
Oh, a bit of decorum and delicacy, for heaven's sake, sir.
It's a harpoon. That's how we're going with this.
Why is it crunchy?
Because it's salad. It's fresh.
Ant's looking for the chopsticks. 'Cause that's all he's used to.
So I look across at like James. This is kind of like kimchi, right? But like not seasoned.
Yes, or like coleslaw, but without the mayonnaise.
Wait, why no mayonnaise?
Because you don't need mayonnaise. You don't have to over-season everything. Good heavens. It's called refined taste.
Oye,
Have you heard of it?
papito. I'm Latino. We season everything.
I'm aware.
Couple
I've
minutes.
tried your cooking more than once.
Just imagine Xero just pulls out like a bottle of Tabasco and starts going.
No, man. Like, so like
Adobo.
Xero looks around, right? He's looking around at everybody, and he opens up his bag and he pulls out a small container of adobo. Sprinkles it on the
Either that or
side.
Sazon.
Yeah, sprinkles it on the top, screws the top back on, puts it in his little pocket, and then begins eating it, like looking around curiously at everybody.
I'm just gonna go.
Every Latin
It's
man
unbelievable.
carries their own sofrito. We all know this. So,
Oh, absolutely.
I would almost say that every Texan has their own bottle of Tabasco or some sort of hot sauce somewhere with them at all times. So
I thought
They have a dedicated thigh
dressing.
holster for it.
Yep.
yeah,
It's the green Chile hot sauce that you can
Oh,
get
yeah.
in like all the Hispanic markets. That's in the other pocket, Chad. Don't worry, it's okay. We got this.
They have a bandolier of hot sauces.
all right.
Yeah.
So the couple minutes later, they
Sprinkles
come
of
out
patter.
and they start dropping plates in front of you, and it appears to be like a rice dish, and it's very a creamy rice dish, and it's a small portion. You know, it's probably like a ramekin size portion, and he puts it in front of all of you.
Where's the rest of it?
I'm just going to say thank you, and I'm just going to request or an explanation of what the dish is.
This is arboreal rice, sautéed with onions and mushrooms, until translucent, and then for about 45 minutes we add stock to it and let it boil off or steam off, and then at the end we fold in Parmesan. It is a classical dish in Boston. It is called risotto.
I'm going to be honest with you, seriously, Mike, that sounds fucking delicious right now.
It's one of my oldest dishes. That is one of the first dishes I learned to make, and it's 45 minutes minimum.
God, it sounds good.
Yeah.
I haven't had a risotto in months. Anyway, back in character. Yeah, I'm going to say thank you very much before I reach for the next set of cutlery and start on this glorious dish that's been presented to us.
Jesse's like shoveling food in his mouth.
It's like 3 bites, and Jesse's like licking the plate. I mean, the little ramekin.
So I kind of watch everybody. I look down at my plate. The adobo comes back out with a sprinkle. Like, look around, screw it back on, and the other pocket opens up with the green hot sauce, and that throws on real quick. Then you screw the wooden little ball cap back on, and that goes away.
I noticed you do. I noticed you do that, and I go, "You're gonna ruin the taste, man."
Oh, thank you.
They're really good.
Somebody.
It's good.
Actually not bad.
Hey,
It's
Papa.
okay though.
He kind of like leans over, like closer to James. Hey, Papa, you want some? It's okay. It helps.
No,
Oh,
I'm good. I'm good.
I got a seasoning bag too. You want some?
You sure? It puts hair on your chest. It puts hair on your chest.
Anything spicier than
Black pepper.
than paprika just gives me hives. So I'm good.
Don't worry, it's white, man. I think.
Whilst they're talking, I'm going to just sort of try to track the conversation off this disgusting seasoning session that's going on. I'm going to grab the champagne bottle that's been brought, pop the cork off with a sort of just a deft practiced ease, and then pour every single person a flute of champagne. There's obviously a little glass on the table for it. Before I'll sort of pick it up and say, gentlemen, a toast to our first successful operation and our first couple of days of successful working together. May it make many credits and hopefully many more opportunities come our way. Before I also clink glasses with everybody.
Jesse taps it on the table and just shoots it back.
You swallow the whole thing at once.
Yeah, he just taps it on the ground.
Give me a what's it called? Give me one of those saves that I asked you. What? I can't think of the name of it.
Vigor.
Vigor?
Yeah.
Ah.
Is that everybody or?
Jesse,
No, just
That's
Jesse.
an 8.
Jesse,
We drink it
okay.
like normal humans.
Jesse shoots it back like a champ, and he just looks at you guys and he's like, huh. What?
Ugh. Woo, that has some fizz. Woo.
Savor it, Jesse. It's like a soda, not like a shot.
What's a soda?
Oh God.
Pop.
Can I get another hit?
No.
No. I'm just gonna sort of like I'm just gonna drag the ice bucket just out of his reach. Just go. No, you
But-
may not.
Ugh. Fine. I'll
A couple minutes
get
later,
this stabbing mound.
the waiter comes out and puts these small teaspoon-size little like pedestals in front of you, and inside is a cold treat. And he looks at you guys and he says, "This is to cleanse the palate and get you ready for the first of the main course." Well, we have a 2-part main course for you tonight, but the first one will be coming out. This is to cleanse your palate, and puts a little it's like a limoncello ice sorbet to cleanse the palate.
Eat like a sorbet. Could have been anything else, I quite like sorbet. Mike, you're just gonna make me so hungry.
We're gonna all have to end the stream and go.
Yeah. Yeah, at the break.
Oh God.
Right.
Dr. James Dunn,
Cutting
you
out.
are cutting out, sir.
You are.
I know.
Yeah.
It's my internet. My internet has decided to lose its mind now that we're moving. So
It knows you're
like,
leaving. It's
Right. It's like you're abandoning me. You're abandoning. We spent so much time together.
I'm sorry, James. I can't let you do that.
Jesse finishes up his plate like in a bite and just like he's licking his fingers like, "Hey Davey, can I ask you a question? Is that why you is all this fancy stuff why you left that while ago?"
Let's just say that I didn't always live here, and when I didn't, well, even when I did for a while, the Greysons weren't quite what they are now. Let's just put it that way.
Did you eat this stuff when you weren't here?
Yes, I did.
Why'd you come? This isn't bad.
No, it's not. I will sort of look a little I sort of sigh heavily as I'm sort of recalling sort of some ancient history, and just I'll sort of look up at Jesse with sort of a not an angry expression, just more of one of just sadness, and I'll just say, Jesse, have you ever seen me visit my parents ever? Have you ever seen me go anywhere or be in apartments and do the job that you have to do?
I don't know much about you, honestly. I mean,
Jesse, stop asking questions.
It's fine. It's fine.
I've never had a chance to talk to him besides threats of violence.
There's a reason for that.
But like, I was just wondering, man. Like, you know, we live with him. I just don't even know him.
I look over at Jesse. I look in his eyes. I can go, are you drunk?
I am always drunk. I'm just trying to get a conversation.
You just.
I'll put a hand on Dr. James Dunn's shoulder and say, it's fine. It's all right. I'll look at everybody. After I left for the military and joined my father's wants, he wanted me to follow in the family trade. Let's just say my father was a wealthy man, and the Greysons were known for many things, mainly espionage tactics. My father he worked some interesting jobs with that way, the Secret Service. So I went and joined, and as father wanted me to, and well, let's just say the reason why I left was I learned that one of those his car had been compromised, and the Greyson estate was ransacked and burnt down. I lost everything.
Davey, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
It's not something I like to talk about, but it is the reason why I left the military, and it's the reason why I decided to go down this path instead. Came back to somewhere I knew, somewhere I've been before.
If there's anything I can ever do, you know you can just ask, right? I don't have much, but I could help.
I will smile sadly, but in sort of it'll be an expression which is warmer than it's ever been towards Jesse, and I'll just say, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Before going back to finish the sorbet.
Wow.
So, about 25 minutes goes by as you guys are talking and exploring your lives, and the waiter comes over with 2 trays, and on one side of the table he places one of the platters down, and on the other side of the table he places another platter down, and he pulls the top off of both of them, and what is on the plate are 2 cowboy prime ribs, full bone in prime rib, potatoes and carrots and the whole dressing, and says, go to town, boys.
I need a minute.
From a look of sadness and reflection, a smile of just as this scent wafts into the room. I'm just, oh my, wow. Well, this is a good gig, isn't it?
However, you're in hell and it's well done. No, I'm just kidding.
The company's hell. The food's great.
Wait,
it's purgatory.
Is that meat? Like meat? Like meat?
Oh, no, it's not my head. Yep.
And again, with the adobo and the green sauce.
The second you take out the adobo, I will reach across the table and slap it out of your hands and go, not this food, not this.
It would be sacrilege. It would be sacrilege.
Bad.
Enjoy it how it was meant to be enjoyed for once. Then you can fiddle with it.
I pause and look really angry at James, and then I look at David, and I kind of just screw the tap back on, and I slide it away.
I'll nod my head and just go, if you don't like it after you've tried it, then you can fiddle with it.
Okay.
Do we each pick up a side and eat, or do we like? How does it? Why is it all in one plate? Like, do we just like?
I can't. I just can't.
I really can't, man. This is too much.
I look over at Ant and I go, I'm sure they can get you chopsticks if you want. Be a little hard to eat with it.
I think I'll manage.
I'm gonna just take a portion, just demonstrating how to do it in the process. So hopefully they'll repeat via, by watching, and then start on my on this delicious meal, savoring every single morsel and every single bite, almost bringing a tear to the eye due to just the fact that it's real, proper, actual flavored food, and it is something that hasn't been tasted for a long time.
So I'm mimicking all of David's movements. Like I keep like glancing over and I'm like watching how he's doing it and how he's cutting it up, and I'm doing the same thing.
I'm just gonna notice,
like
just
verbatim
smirk.
Synchronized eating.
I'm just going to be this entire time I've been eating with the same utensils. So like I've been using the same fork and knife for this entire time because I like by the time David is like finished savoring one bite, he's like James is almost entirely done. He's just been like he's used to eating on the run. He's just gonna just be nomming down on everything.
At any other time, I would make a comment, but I am so in personal heaven right now. The whole room has gone silent to me, and I am just enjoying the food and the wine. I am just enjoying the meal so bad.
I've had many things in my system, and I've experienced wondrous out of these world experiences, but this shit is like better than drugs, man. Like this is
Oh my god.
this is like
Damn.
whoop, like this
Don't know
is
the
like
restaurant.
people eat this like
Mhm.
like wow. Like I've seen some colors, man, but this stuff, woohoo.
It's gonna be just like, I think I prefer my ramen.
all of the sound in the room will suddenly return, and I'll just go, whoa, and I'll glare up just with a, I'm sorry. Did you just hear that? No,
Zero
I
gets
thought
quiet
not.
and shrinks down a little.
I thought not.
I lean over towards Ant and just go, "It's okay. The ramen's probably better."
Dude, like,
Just know in my head, like, yeah, I know.
and imagine if you did the ramen, but you had this in it. Like, you put the steak in the ramen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Best of both, yeah.
Yeah.
A different kind of tear goes down my cheek, not one of pleasure.
We could even use this hot tea stuff as like the base. Like, boop.
Okay, I think that's taking it too far.
But that's I've never had
You don't ruin the ramen broth.
I've never had tea before. It's weird. Gives me like a different kind of jittery, you know? Like it's weird.
It's called caffeine.
A what?
It's caffeine. It's probably the base of half the drug you take, let's be honest.
Mm.
It's like a liquid drug.
I mean, I don't
Yes.
think you're anything, a stranger to that. So
Why don't we have more of this in the apartment?
Because it's ridiculously expensive to acquire, sir. I mean, have
I
you
know
any
it.
idea how much this probably costs? Or
I
more
know a
than we're
guy.
paid?
I know a guy.
You know a guy who could source us tea,
He sources lots of things.
and he can get it for a decent price.
I might do some things I'm not proud of, but yeah.
Oh no.
I think I'll pass, thank you.
All right.
Not that desperate, jeez.
So as you guys are winding down your meal, Long Talk appears out of the walks out of the kitchen, walks over to you, a big smile on his face. He's got a platter in one hand with a dome on top of it. He says, "Boys, I hope you're not completely full. I've got one more thing for you."
Oh, by all means, I will I'll look around. Successful session.
You could say that.
Excellent.
So he sits down and he goes, "Do you mind if I join you, gents?"
Oh, by all means.
All right.
I will pour him a champagne. We're celebrating.
Oh, excellent. So he sits down, puts the platter on the table, rests his hand on the cover, and he goes, "Boys, I have a treat for you. This is a treat." And when he pulls the platter off, the head of Caesar is sitting there on the platter. The fat from his face is dripping down because it's obvious his head's been in an oven. There are all the wounds, all the cut marks around his neck have been cauterized, and his face is a dripping mass of flesh and grizzle. And the runniness of his eyes is running down this face.
Completely unfazed, I will take another mouthful of my steak and look around and go, I do prefer mine medium rare.
Oh.
I don't know if I have much of an appetite, Long Dog.
I take another bite and I chew on the steak and I look directly at the oven baked princess and I go, I bet you wish you were having some of this right now. Completely unfazed and start cutting up another piece.
Davey, what's that dish called?
That's called an interrogation well done.
Oh, holy shit. Clip it.
Clip it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well played, sir.
I have my
That was good. 2 points to Davey.
All right, you're getting a Benny for that one.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. The secret formula to make you get your bennies.
Holy
Make
shit.
the DM laugh.
That was good.
All right. So he says, so about that job I was talking about earlier, you guys had a chance to think about if you want some more work?
Absolutely. I don't know about the rest of these gentlemen. I think they may have lost their stomachs, but I'd say we're probably good for more.
So he reaches over, he grabs a plate from another table, puts it down, and he reaches over with his knife and slices off a piece of the meat that's actually left, the prime rib, puts it on his plate, starts cutting it, takes a bite, and he goes, he points with his knife at the guy and he goes, and shakes the knife and says, hey, this guy wasn't really anybody. We know this, right? He wasn't really anybody, but he did give me the location.
Oh.
He did give up the location. I did, to his credit. It took a little bit, but I can be
Persuasive?
Persuasive.
Chew.
persuasive. Persuasive. So I think I need somebody to go down there and find out what's going on and find out about this this Genna Frost and see what's going on down there in their headquarters.
Okay.
I'm just saying if if the headquarters needs to be if it needs to be cleaned out, so be it. If you guys do what you think is the best or wisest course of action.
So I'm sort of going to turn my full attention to at this point and say, so what's the exact parameters of the job? We're looking at is information gathering. We're looking at a breach and clear. We're looking at
he holds up his wrist and he grabs at his wrist and throws something into the air in front of him. And it looks like to be a decent sized factory or warehouse. And he says, the guy told me there's about 8 or 10 people in the warehouse, but you never know. It could be, he could say 8 to 10 and you show up, there'll be 50. So I'm guessing you guys are going to need to scout out, check out the schedule, see if you can, get into the surveillance systems and see how many people are inside. Ultimately, the core responsibility of the job is I need you to get to Genna, find out who she's working for, what the operation, what the gig is down there, and get me more information.
Do you want them alive or they're interrogated or
the information is the most important thing. How you get there, how you get there, And whether they need to be alive, if you have all the information, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. The information is what matters.
I'm sort of gonna dab my my mouth, just getting rid of the sauce has gone as I've finished the meal, and sort of manipulate the map that's currently up on the Nexus.
Yep.
And just sort of saying that's a large area. So it's going to be a multi-day operation. Might have some serious hardware too. Did you perhaps get any information regarding what these gentlemen are armed with, or what their
They have
combat
firearms.
prowess is like?
They have firearms, but I'm guessing something similar to what the other guys are carrying. I mean, they look organized, but they don't look, they don't look military grade. They don't look, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they won't be funded.
I think ultimately they're street toughs that maybe jumped up a little bit.
Sort of nod my head knowingly before closing the map off my Nexus and just say, "What do you think, gentlemen?" Going to the rest of the crew, hoping that they've regained their senses after the presentation.
Are we gonna get a similar reward as tonight for this?
I mean, reward's negotiable, right? A job's a job.
I mean, I'm like I said, pay. As long as we get paid, I'll follow whatever these guys do.